Hey everybody, it's Mike Young, 54 years young with the Health Optimization Cruise, and Dr. Brian Hetrich, who actually was on our first cruise, not as a presenter, but he will be with us on the Health Optimization Cruise for the second year sailing, which is January 2025. And I want to say welcome, Dr. Brian. I had a really good time just with you on the cruise this first year learning, and I'd like you, if you don't mind, to please introduce yourself and let people know what you do and your specialty.
Okay, thank you, Mike. I just want to welcome everybody to this Zoom meeting, and I want to say that I really had a great time on the Health Optimization Cruise the first time out, and I'm looking forward to our next sailing in January. I am a naturopathic doctor, and I went to the International Institute of Original Medicine. That's where I got my degree. So the original medicine is the plants. And I cannot overstate the power of a plant-based diet. And in particular, what I really enjoy about the Health Optimization Cruise and this program that Mike and Denise have put together is that this is the optimum diet, I believe, because it is not a junk food vegan diet. It is actually a no SOS diet, no salt, oil, or sugar. And in addition to that, and I'm very excited about this, is that on the last cruise, we had the option to request a all raw meal for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. And the chef, I must say, which was arranged by Mike and Denise, just knocked it out of the park. I mean, he really did a fantastic job on all the meals. All the raw meals that he prepared were just gourmet and delicious and also very, very healthy. So I really appreciate Mike and Denise for putting this cruise on because, this gives us another opportunity to enjoy life in a healthy way. And the ship is absolutely beautiful. It's a celebrity cruise ship. I believe it's the Beyond. Are we on the Beyond again this year, Mike?
It's the Ascent, and it's part of the Edge series, which is their top-of-the-line boat series.
The Ascent. Okay, so the Beyond is the sister ship. We're on the Ascent. Absolutely brand new boat, and it's spectacular. There is art everywhere, and there's lots. It's a very classy kind of a ship, and I really appreciate that. And the destinations are always fun in the Caribbean, and I believe we might be touching down in Mexico again this year. Is that true?
Yes, it is. They're all different ports for anybody that already went like you did this past January. It's going to be all different ports this time.
Yes.
So no repeats as of this sailing.
And so not only is the ship beautiful and the food is awesome and the destinations are absolutely breathtaking, best time of the year to be going to the Caribbean, but we also, Mike has arranged to have some wonderful speakers present at the cruise. Basically several times a day for the entire week. And in fact, I'll be presenting this year. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing a cooking class, only it's going to be a uncooking class. So I'm going to be making a gourmet raw vegan meal that I'm going to show you how to make if you're on the cruise. And we're going to be sharing samples. So it's going to be fun. I'm going to select something that is both delicious and also very nutritious and that's easy to make. So we're going to have fun in that class, and I'm going to be enjoying all the other classes that we have and all the other presenters and just the socialization that we have, the connection that we have. You're going to make new friends if you come on this trip, and you're going to maybe make some new business associates and other connections when you come. So I encourage everybody to really take a good hard look and consider coming on the Health Optimization Cruise in January 2025. And come and join us. We're going to have a great time. I look forward to meeting you, and we'll see you then.
I also want to mention too that because of this video, from anybody out there watching it, you can get $50 off thanks to Dr. Brian, and you just got to use the code that he has, which is HOC50 BRIANH And that is down below in the description. You don't have to remember it. It's down below in the description. It'll give you $50 off for every passenger. So it's pretty cool. And then our website is healthoptimizationcruise.org. is where you can find out all the details. And actually, if you want to learn more about Dr. Brian's background, his bio, you can just go to healthoptimizationcruise.org. You scroll down to the rectangle there. It's like a little pink rectangle. It says presenters. Click through and you'll see all the presenters that are going to be on there. I think there's like at least 12 that's going to be on there. And actually, I want to make some comments on some things that you had mentioned here, Dr. Brian. You said this is back to the original way of doing things, right? The plants.
Yes.
Taking care of yourself. And I very much am appreciative of that philosophy because, yeah, we so much agree with that. And I feel like the world has gotten away from that. It's not like you're conveying brand new information, right? Although it's received that way because people are so far off base right now. And that's one of the things that why I'm glad you're going to be on presenting this year, because you're going to be able to convey so much new information, both in your cooking or your uncooking, your raw food preparation demonstration, and also in, I think you're going to give a talk as well. So folks are going to learn a lot. And that raw living food, also, I wanted to kind of clarify one thing. You mentioned you had raw living food from the chef, and that was special. That was special for you guys because we were constantly getting feedback, and I knew you wanted that. And so we talked with everybody. We made sure that they locked in and kept that going for the week. But we did not advertise that the first year. We weren't sure. We had a hard enough time just getting food that cooked food that wasn't going to harm you. Yeah. I mean, and by the way, our definition of healthy vegan food, what we call it, is what we call the minimum level. Okay, that's the minimum. We don't say it's the end all be all, but it has 6 pillars, which is no added oil, no added salt, no refined sugar. Also, no animal products, no alcohol. And then the final one is, yes, you must have actual plant fiber in the finished dish. So as long as it meets those 6, and that's nearly impossible, like even vegan and plant-based restaurants, unless you spend time talking to the chef, usually you're not going to get that. So every single item met it. Then we went up to raw. Okay, so no cooking at all this past time. Like you said, we were successful in getting that done, but now we're advertising it. Now Celebrity has confirmed that they will have the raw versions of every single dish that they have. And there's about, you can remember, Dr. Hetrich, it was, I think it was about 10 different items you had to choose from breakfast. They were the same items every day. Then lunch and dinner were at least 3-course meals, gourmet meals with 3 courses at least. Some were 4, some were 5-course meals. It just depends on what they had. And every single dish was unique, right? And the thing about that is they're gourmet. So even when we're talking about the raw foods, if they have sauces or dressings or condiments that go along with those, they have to scratch make all that because they can't source something without oil and salt in it commercially. It's just not out there, right? So these chefs work so hard. And I am looking forward because we didn't have any raw food demonstrations this first year. So yours will be the first raw food demonstration that we have on the ship. And also I wanted to kind of convey, and maybe you can give me your input, Dr. Brian. What was the cooking venue like? I mean, like, how was the kitchen, and how was the view? And of course, you got this. Everyone got the sample too. But tell me what you thought about that.
Yeah, so for the meals, we had our own private dining room section on the ship, and the chef obviously, just knocked it out of the park. I mean, you could tell that he was putting his whole heart and soul into every single entree, every single appetizer, every single dessert, and so on. And really appreciate that. For the cooking classes, or in my case, the uncooking class, we were in this beautiful venue in the back of the ship. The entire back of the ship was covered in glass, and there were plants everywhere. There was plants hanging from the ceiling in planters, and there was plants growing up the walls. And it was just a really beautiful venue, really bright and well lit, and just happy. You just felt like you were floating in luxury on the ship. And there was basically a giant counter in the back of the ship where the chefs would do their presentations and their talks. And all the guests, would sit around this counter several rows deep, because we had about, I guess, 50 or so people, if I recall correctly, last year.
Yes.
Maybe 50. And, then the chef would do the presenting. The chef had a couple of helpers. He would be talking about the ingredients and the benefits that each ingredient had, the primary nutritional constituent in each ingredient, and how this would impact the body in a healthy way. And his assistants would then be kind of following along, doing some of the chopping and preparing sample dishes for everybody. And then at the end of the talk, then the sample dishes would be passed out to everybody, and then they would be able to enjoy. And I just want to add to what you said, Mike. I really think that we have to get back to the basics in order to optimize our health. We have to get back to the garden. And that means living in the original way. That's why I really enjoy the program where I got my naturopathic doctor degree, the International Institute of Original Medicine. Is, it's going back to the plant. So, there's several different reasons, very compelling, very strong reasons for going plant-based. One of them, of course, is the environment and the impact that has by going plant-based. And I love the planet, of course. And the other is animal ethics, and I love animals too. But the main reason I got into this, some 19 years ago, in my case, is for health. So I really was searching for many, many years, maybe decades, looking for a solution to what I was experiencing in my life, which was less than optimal health. And I found it in a plant-based diet, in particular, a raw plant-based diet. So I cannot overemphasize the importance and the benefits of a plant-based diet, but at the same time, I can't overemphasize the benefits of a raw plant-based diet. We're getting back to the garden. We're getting back to the basics, the way we were designed to live. And you will experience a great time if you come on the health optimization cruise for the entire week. You're going to come away feeling lifted, both physically and I think also mentally and spiritually, from the talks that we have and the conversations and the connections that you make, and from the food that you're consuming. Instead of on a typical cruise, which, people tend to gain weight, you're probably going to lose weight on this cruise. Yeah. And you're not going to feel, like you've been deprived of anything. We don't serve any alcohol. That's not really a part of the program. Of course, there are other bars there. We're not going to police you, but we're going to encourage you to, stick with us and be part of the healthy crowd. We're the cool crowd, actually.
That's right. That's right. That's right. I mean, and I also, to kind of go along with that, I want to acknowledge that everybody's on a journey. And it could be that, let's say you're going with a significant other and that person isn't quite where you are. Well, kind of like you're alluding to, that person could go off for a different meal in another restaurant. We don't stop them. They have freedom. And if that allows them to be on board and spend most of the time with us, then we'd like to see that, actually, because I didn't start off like this way from birth, just like you, Dr. Hetrich. I had to learn, and actually for me too, I started to realize how it was impacting my health negatively. So then I started learning, and then now I know why we're doing this stuff. And now my job, I feel like, is to challenge these people on these larger cruise lines to make food that's not going to harm their passengers. That's kind of what we're doing, right? So the cooked food is one level, like you said, but the raw food is the next level up. And that's, if you're in your journey, you can experience some of that, or you can experience a fully raw gourmet entire week-long experience, if that's what you want, or anywhere in between. Because really, for I know yourself was an exception the first year, but for most of the guests, what they got was a little sampling of raw, because into the regular menu we had maybe, 5 different items that were fully raw on purpose, and everyone loved them. But it wasn't like it's going to be this year in 2025, where you're going to have a lot more choices, and you're going to, feel a lot more confident getting on the ship, knowing that you can do fully raw 100% the whole time you're on the ship. And I also want to emphasize, yes, in our name, right? Health optimization. That's why we're here. We are not just saying one thing other than health optimization, okay? We don't want you to be sick with any kind of disease, any kind of lifestyle disease. And like you say, Dr. Brian, so much of this, not like it's exclusive, but so much of it, such a large percentage, is just the food. And the better you dial that in, and along with your other habits, which you'll learn too on the cruise, because folks, we have different presentations talking about them, you'll feel supported. You'll be among like minds. You'll see that everybody's in a different place on their journey, and they all want to keep moving forward, right? You don't want to go back, right, Dr. Bryan, to being sick again, do you? You want to keep moving forward, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And again, I just want to thank Mike and Denise for putting this health optimization cruise on. This is probably the healthiest cruise in the world that I know of. And of course, you know, a diet is the big part of the cruise, but it's not everything when it comes to health, you know, what we eat. It is a large component of it, but, you know, there's also exercise and sunshine and fresh air, all of which you're going to get, you know, opportunities to participate in on the cruise. You know, every morning, Mike and Denise lead a group on the walking path. I believe it's at 5:30 or 6. It's pretty early, right?
It's early enough so that it doesn't interfere with us running the event and we don't miss breakfast.
Yes. So, you know, come and join the club. You know, you're going to have a great time, and you're going to feel nourished. You're also going to feel better, and you're also going to be feeding your mind as well. You know, there is an educational component to this health optimization cruise, and so you can come and learn. At the same time, you can also enjoy a nice vacation, a healthy vacation.
That's right. And we think that's the way all vacations should be. When you come back, you are better off than before you left, or at least not worse off, because that's the way it is right now, the default, as far as I know. You go on an average vacation, you're worse off. You got to recover. You're embarrassed to see your doctor and tell him what just happened. Right.
Right.
So we don't want that, you know. I mean, but that's our secret mission, is to have fun. Because you can't really have fun, especially as you get up in years, like me, because we're both over 50, right? I mean, so you got to do better. If you're not doing better, you're definitely doing worse. And we want to do better. We want to be able to have fun, enjoy life. We only have one life that I know of for 100% certainty, so you might as well make the best of it, right?
Yeah.
And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to challenge all the people out there in this industry to do the best that they can. And we're so thankful that we've got an event, and you know, I'm already looking forward to it. Every year it's going to be better and have more challenges to it. That's what we anticipate going forward.
Me too. I'm looking forward to it, Mike. And so come and join us. Don't forget the discount code HOC50, Brian H, BRIAN H as in Hetrich. And that'll give you $50 off on your registration. And I look forward to meeting all of you there.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Bryan, and have a great rest of the day. And I will see you in January.
Okay. See you in January, Mike.
Yep. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye.